Good morning and good evening, Hexacomians. Thanks for tuning back in to Hexacomb Times News Station, your trusted source for the latest headlines, drama, and decisions shaping our Minecraft community. Recently, a debate took place between this month's mayoral candidates, Titanicus and Astralfall. But one key voice was missing, ToastyMans. Due to scheduling conflicts, he could not attend the full debate. To our look, Toasty agreed to come in for an exclusive one-on-one interview. He's got bold plans, clear goals, and a new perspective we've been missing. While others talk in circles, Toasty is here ready to take action. Here's what he had to say. Alright, let's jump right in. First off, what inspired you to run for Mayor of Hexacomb again? Like, what's keeping the fire going after the last election?
I know what makes this server great with experience, action, and the community support.
Mhm.
I can bring real change, I believe. I'm running with Nexo, and we're ready to make the server more fun, fair, and exciting for everybody to enjoy.
What would you say are the biggest problems facing our community right now? More importantly, what's your plan to actually fix them?
All right. So, I feel one of our biggest problems in our community is facing is a lack of events we do.
Mhm.
Whereas over the past month and a half, or however long, this mayorship has been going on for, we've only had one event. And that was being the end event. And then we had one other teased for us, the Easter event. We got a whole little trailer for it. But
Mhm.
like nothing's happened.
Mhm.
That never happened. There's been no events, nothing. That is a big issue we are currently having.
Mhm.
I want to do a weekly event on
Oh.
either a Saturday or a Sunday. It doesn't matter how much people show up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to have an event every week.
Mhm.
And with that, there's going to be one big major event for
Ooh.
my last week, which will be revealed later on because, surprise. And then another huge problem I feel we're facing right now is a lack of development at spawn,
Mm.
which, by the way, sorry or not sorry on this one, one of the other candidates I am currently going against is in charge of that.
Oh.
Not naming names or anything here, but he likes to talk a lot of bad about ToastyMans. What? My plan for that, to fix that, is to pull together a team on the first week of, commonly known builders,
Mhm.
and I want to improve on the municipal district and the shopping district, and I also do actually want to start up the big minigame district that was promised, but absolutely as nothing has happened with.
All right. Say it's week one. Can you walk us through your first week as mayor? What does that look like to you?
On day one, I want to throw something small in. I've said this in the debate. I was here for that question.
Mhm.
For those of you who attended, I want one player sleep. I heard a
Oh.
little bit of feedback on that during the debate. Sounded like people liked it,
Yeah.
and I want it. I feel we've progressed far enough to where a one player sleep wouldn't be a big issue for people because we don't really need nights anymore. We got all the stuff we need for that.
Yeah.
And then another thing I want to do, this isn't day one, but this is week one
Mhm.
here. I want to bring one, maybe two of like the big leaders of, the big three communities we got going on right now, Chagas, Dorkgain, and Gradolini,
Mhm.
so we can throw out some ideas to see what, the majority of the people want.
Mhm.
And so that way I can aim a direction to, what would be liked upon the server, as well as other ideas I do have.
Oh.
And I'm just trying to be the best mayor I could possibly be.
Great. Now, something I've seen been brought up before. Your past opponents have made promises, but didn't really follow through. If you're in charge, how will you hold the leadership accountable and keep everything transparent?
So what I want to do to try and hold these people, the leaders of the future accountable,
Hmm.
is I want to change up the whole ministry system we got going on.
Hmm.
I got a whole plan for that. You can ask me about it later if you want to. It's a pretty good plan, I'd say. Don't get me wrong here.
Oh.
But I'm talking whole new names. I want to get rid of what we have right now with the whole ministry system,
Mhm.
change the names up of them, obviously, as I said, get new faces in for it, and find reliable people who
Mhm.
are committed to certain things. You
Mhm.
see, I feel like one of the big problems with the current ministry system, it could be just a lack of direction from our former mayor and mayo.
Mhm.
Could be not accusing him, Gradolini of anything.
No.
Could just be completely on the people he's chosen.
Mhm.
That, they could just be lazy. No offense to any of them, by the way. Except,
No,
I
no
mean,
offense.
Rich is not included in this, by the way. I love Rich, love what he's doing with the
He's been
Redstones.
doing a
Got to
great
mention
job.
that he's doing
Yeah.
a great job,
Last
guys.
time you ran with Titan as your running mate, but now he's your opponent. What weaknesses do you see in his platform, and how is your vision stronger? More broadly, why should players put their trust in you over your past and new rivals like Titan or Astral?
So yes, to answer that first little bit there, me and Titan did run together
Mhm.
last election, but that's because we both had a pretty good mix of ideas and how we were going to play out everything if we did get into office.
Mhm.
But honestly, after seeing, Titan in this past month and a half, I have lost. I'm kind of blindsided because
Mhm.
honestly, I thought Titan would have been great on where he was, but frankly, I haven't seen a whole lot of progress from him. He's made some dirt pass. No, I mean,
Mhm.
sorry, Titan. I know I'm talking a lot of shit right now, but this is all just some what I see. I'm just speaking my truth here.
Mhm.
No offense to be taken from this. But yeah, frankly, he didn't do a whole lot. I mean, he did everything that he's done aside from, making these secretaries to pawn off his work to other people. Everything he's done, he's only done it in this past week
Oh,
and a half.
yeah. Yeah.
He built that the community storage the
Mhm.
day of the debate.
Oh,
He's built some dirt paths, and like
yeah.
I that aren't even finished yet, I don't think. And frankly, that's all that I know that he did, except
Mhm.
for his big old plane and his carbon emissions.
Mhm.
He planned out this event the day after election as this is a whole little electoral campaign thing.
Mhm.
Also, in a way, to pawn off his work again.
Mhm.
So all he's gonna do, I feel, is just he's not gonna do anything. He's proven that. He's had these ideas, but he hasn't done anything until a week before the debate. Not a week before the debate, a week ago at the debate.
Mhm.
Like, can you really trust him to actually make a change in the
Yeah.
server?
Mhm.
Let's go on to Astral over here. Astral, I've talked to him a couple times. He seems like a nice kid, but he just doesn't quite have the experience on the server. He doesn't have the longevity on the server like
Mhm.
me and Titan do.
Mhm.
That's the only reason I doubt him. Frankly, good kid, might not be the best just because of how new he is.
Mhm. Mhm.
But doesn't I'm not trying to, tell him he just should never run. I want to see him run again because he's got some good ideas and I just want to see him prove himself a little bit more.
Mhm. If you do win this time, how do you want to be remembered as mayor?
How I want to be remembered as a mayor is by what I plan to accomplish during my time.
Mhm.
I want to bring joy to the server. And
Mhm.
as in, I want to improve spawn, make it, actually pretty and,
Mhm.
something that everybody could be happy with. I want to get a nice solid nether hub going because no offense to, the people who made it. It's good
Mhm.
right now, but and we could use a little bit more advancement on it,
Mhm.
frankly. And I also want to improve the shopping district. I want to try and bring in more shops to the place for people to buy or trade their goods.
Mhm.
I want them, people to be supplied with what they need. Whatever big project they want to do, I want them to be able to do it. And then one of the bigger things I want to do, which I am very passionate about, is my events. I want people to remember me for my events and the mini games I bring to the server
Mhm.
because that has a lot of passion in my heart.
Yeah.
because I want the server to be alive and active and happy. And frankly, with nothing going on, just basically bone dry vanilla Minecraft, that can get boring.
Mhm.
Like, let's be honest here. That kind of kills a server a bit. I'm looking to turn that around.
Mhm.
And of course, there's one more thing I want to be remembered about, and I feel like I will be remembered about it forever if it does go through.
Yeah.
And this is the dumbest thing I can do, but I do it for you all because I love you all. And that is getting a tattoo by the
Oh.
people for the people.
Oh.
Let me put on a little announcement towards this, by the way, real quick.
Mhm.
For this tattoo, what I want, what I think would be great is for that tattoo. I want to get a few artists together. All of you artists on the server,
Mhm.
draw up something. It could be stupid. It could be, honorable. It could be whatever. As long as it's hexacomb based, I want you guys to draw it. And then me and the group will pick out the best 3 or 4. Or not me, but like, I'll have a group of people pick out the best few and we're
Mhm.
going to put it to a vote.
Mhm.
And whatever vote wins that is what is will be going on my body forever.
Great way for you to remember too.
Oh, it'd be an amazing way. Hexacomb has been my home for years now.
Mhm.
And what better way to commemorate it is by just, doing something fun, something that I'll remember forever. 'Cause,
Mhm.
I love you guys. Y'all are great. This is a great community. And I couldn't ask for a better home.
Man of the people.
I love you all.
Finally, let's talk about the players. From builders to adventurers, miners, and merchants, how will your leadership improve life for all Hexacomians?
So I mentioned this a little bit before, but I'll repeat it again. How I
Mhm.
want to improve their life is by mostly the shopping district.
Mhm.
I want, all these builders, miners, builders get the blocks that they need for their projects. The miners, if they need a tool if they desperately need a new tool,
Mhm.
I want them to have that option at a cheaper price.
Mhm.
Redstone users get a whole nice little redstone shop going to everything you need redstone, flowers, whatever you need for
Mhm.
whatever project you want to do. I want to make that readily accessible to you at low prices and no taxes.
No taxes.
We don't like taxes.
Awesome! Thanks for taking the time, Toast. I know a
Of
lot of
course.
players will be watching this very closely. Best of luck in the election, and may the best man win.
Thank you, Johnny.
Back to
I
you,
appreciate your
Pix.
time too.
back, back to you. Oh, it's over there. Back to you. Oh, I broke a thing. That was Johnny with ToastyMans. Confident, focused, and ready to lead. With the election just around the corner, the future of Hexacomb is in the hands of its players. Will the community choose bold leadership and decisive action, or last minute plans that should have been made weeks prior? That's up to you. Stay tuned to Hexacomb Times news station for more updates, and don't forget to cast your vote. I'm Pix. Thanks for watching, and remember,
Go Dusty!
this is Hexacomb. We play the hard way.